Hello everybody and welcome. I hope you're well. Well, today we're going to talk about a subject that I thought I had a video for it, but I don't. But saying this, I'm going to take advantage to say I have more than 100 videos in Spanish and English already in my channel, so go and check it out. I'm trying to divide them in playlists. I have a playlist for Spanish and another one for English, but I also trying to divide them by parts of the body and so on. But go and check it out because it's a lot of good information, I believe, when I talk about all the hidden emotions behind our symptoms. Saying this, one of my last videos called If There Is a Symptom, There Is a Story, where I explain what happens when we are sick, when we have a symptom, and it doesn't need to be a disease so for us to call it symptom. But because if there is a symptom, there is always a story. But that doesn't mean that if we have the story, we need to have the symptom. So go and check it out. It's a really good video. I plan it so you can have some good content there. Now, let's talk about the subject that I thought I had a video, which is fibroids in the uterus. And I'm talking about this subject because 2 days ago I received one of those beautiful messages that I love to receive when somebody tells me I don't have it anymore. And that's what the message said. I don't have fibroids that I had before I met you, and the cyst that I had in my uterus and in my endometrium. And I was very, very happy for that. Because she explains in this lady that has been working with me actually, where we did already a session together, where also she did a workshop that I did in Spanish, healing the childhood trauma. And I just felt it there in that one day that she was letting go a lot of stuff. And what she did let go was the need to have her son in her house, because that son had left with his girlfriend, and he left the nest. And this is what fibroids is all about, and you're gonna see why. When we talk about the uterus, which I explained this a lot on my video about endometriosis, which I'm gonna leave you right here so you can watch it. In that video, I explain what the uterus represents for us. But basically, the uterus represents the house, that home that will give a nest for that baby that we're gonna carry. So when we have issues with the uterus, we always have issues about our nest, our home, or what we think the home, the house, literally the house, should be, should look like, should feel like. Now, when we have fibroids in the uterus, is always a deep need to keep the home occupied, to give that home things inside, to keep that home in movement, let's say. So this happens a lot to women that want to have a child. They want to have a child, but they cannot get pregnant, but they get fibroids. Because it's a way, unconscious way to say, right, you can't have the child. Let's put a fibroid inside the uterus to make you feel that it's something inside your uterus. But this also happened to women that are in menopause, let's say. Those women that are trying to not let go of those children that are leaving the house. This is the case of my client. Her son left the house and with this lady, this girlfriend, and she, let's put it in a nice way, she was not really happy with this girlfriend because she was taking her baby away from her house, from her home. So unconsciously, she had to put it back in put that child back in her home, that home that she created for her family. And that cyst that she had in her endometrium, that cyst was a bit of like a stone in her way, that stone that you have in your walls in your house, that it's bothering you, but it's there. And that was her her son's girlfriend for her, because that woman was taking that child away from her. So when we did this beautiful work with her, I could feel it on that day when she understood it was time for her to let go of that child, let go and let him free, let him fly out of the nest. And that's what she did. She understood this was important for her to do it. And she did. And it's no surprise that her doctor was very, very surprised that 6 months ago, the fibroid and the cyst were there, and now we're not there. Because the fibroid now and the cyst had nothing to do in her house, because she let go of that child. So there was no more need to keep that home occupied. But this also happens to a lot of women. Let's say they have 3 children. They have 3 children, but they always wanted to have 4. Maybe because her mom had 4, her grandma had 4 children, and she wanted to repeat this. But let's say her husband didn't want the 4th child. So because this is something she desires so much, so she has 3 children, now she has a fibroid. Well, let's put that 4th child inside the uterus. So now gives them that feeling that, well, the home has that 4th child. But also fibroids happen to women that maybe had an abortion or a miscarriage, or many of them. So it's an unconscious way to say, no, I didn't lose those babies. Let's put them back in. Now, sometimes this happens also to women. They have lost a pet, but this pet is not a pet. For them, this dog or cat was like a child for them. So when they lose them, they have this urge, this need to put them back on in that home of them. So they put it as a shape of a fibroid. Now, you have to be also conscious about when the fibroid started, what's the size of it, because it could be many also, but what's the size of those fibroids also, because that also will tell us what's the conflict specifically and the time that conflict has on you. And also when the fibroid is external, that it's outside the uterus, we also have to look for those children outside the home. Maybe your husband had a baby outside the marriage, outside the house, the home. So now you have that extra uterine fibroid. So all of these components are important to know when we analyze what are the emotions behind the fibroid. I hope this video has helped you. And if you have any comments for me, please leave it down below. If you have any videos you would like to make, you would like me to make, please also leave it down below so I can take that in account in my next videos. Take care and bye-bye.